Before we begin, a quick note on care. This podcast is built on honest conversation. We explore real stories, sometimes joyful, sometimes difficult. No guest is ever required to share more than they are comfortable with. You can pause, you can pass, or redirect at any time. We may challenge ideas, but we respect lived experience. This is not therapy, and it's not confrontation. It's thoughtful dialogue. If anything discussed feels personal or heavy for listeners, take care of yourself and seek support where needed. Now let's begin.
Richie, can you tell us about your drug dealer trainers, please? What does TM means to you?
They are such an important part of my Blue Borough identity.
Wow.
I will never let TNs go. I'll never let gold teeth go. I'll never let tattoos go. I am Blue Borough, New Cross, Warner Bread. That is who I am in my heart. I will never stop being that.
Can you explain Blue Borough for everyone else?
Just like Lewisham, innit? Lewisham Borough. I love it. I'm so proud to be from Lewisham Borough. You know? Are we actually recording? Or?
Yeah, we are.
Shame.
What is the blue thing? Is it because of the sign? The sign is blue.
Yeah, the sign is blue. But it's like all jokes aside, it's an amazing borough to come from. It's made me who I am. It's got great history behind it. The Battle of Lewisham, I think 1981. Was it 91 or 76? Either way, race riots there. NF used to try and come around that area. They used to get run at.
They used to come from like Eltham and the surrounding.
And come and flyer. You know, like back in the day, they used to be like, crazy. come and the BNP come and vote for us. They used to get run out each and every time.
I'm from Woolwich. Green Borough.
Yeah.
You know, in the same room.
Yeah.
They've got water though. We don't have much of that where we are.
That's true. So the same thing, like from Eltham, all that place there. We'll try to come into who's the brother that got his head locked up?
Oh, Stephen Lawrence.
That was the first. When I was younger, that was like the first thing. I remember my cousin obviously was like around his age. I'm thinking, wow, that can happen. That's just up the road. And then the brother got his head chopped off.
Somebody else. Oh, you mean the
Lee Rigby?
Lee Rigby.
That was crazy.
When that happened now, all them man there try to come round in the Woolwich, but obviously Woolwich.
By the way, that particular incident made white people, especially white men, look at us with a bit more intentional, like, I want to do something. There was a period afterwards of like, I want revenge. Is it going to be you?
I'll never forget, I was on my road and then I remember going like around after and I'm thinking, yo, like, this is tense. It was tense. I thinking, it was mad.
And I think hateful people like that are looking for something to enact their hate. They're just waiting for an excuse and they're like, we finally got one now. No, you don't.
Yeah.
So is there a specific thing about TNs specifically? Because my reference to TNs was the drug dealers. I didn't mean to call you a drug dealer. I don't think you were. But the actual drug dealers in my area all wore, they called them 120s. And I could never, ever afford them. Or they 110s, sorry? 110s. I could never afford them.
Sorry, guys. I have to stop you. They weren't called 110s.
What were they called?
These are called 110s.
What's 110s?
95s are 110s.
Oh.
Because they were 110s.
This is an argument.
I'm a trainer.
You got to hold them up to the... You've got to see.
Me, I got these. These are the Atmos 95s from 2000.
I do like them, though.
2016. You ain't going to get these about... Anyway.
So what were these called again? These and the ones that used to fade up into
they're TNs. They're TNs. These TNs were made by Foot Locker. So they wasn't everywhere. So when Foot Locker come over in the year 2000, they was like 120 at the time. All that 110, 120. But these 95s are called 110s.
Okay.
That's why if you go up Merseyside, you got Liverpool, they make sure you still call them 110s. Obviously they're at 160 something now these days. But anyway.
More than that.
But TNs are from Foot Locker design. They're come out only in Foot Locker. In the year 2000, and it was the first like with all the bubbles around it and the gradients like the sunshine pack. I couldn't
afford either of them. And that was the only way I knew them, which is like if you had money, and if you were light skinned, the two things combined mean that you were eligible.
That is a black skin my trainer, right there.
Those two things meant any girl that you wanted was yours, and I have to wait.
And the Averex.
If you had the Averex.
I've never had one, you know. The young kid inside me does want one.
Have you seen the price of them today?
It's crazy.
1.6.
crazy.
160.
1,600.
Brother.
1,000.
Yeah.
Brother.
Because they were like
Price of leather's gone up.
You're
Yeah.
halfway to Rolex.
They were
What?
£600 before.
Yeah.
Even that was like, what?
Yeah.
£600?
Yeah.
Like, I never had Avex. I
Or
want
the
Avex.
Marlboro jackets, you remember them?
Yeah,
Yes, the
The
112.
biker jacket.
Yeah, the
that
112
had
one.
Marlboro on the back. Yeah.
Go
I
buy
couldn't
all that
afford
stuff.
none of that.
Nah.
Now I can. I'm going to wear it all the time.
No, listen, my
Swear.
inner child does the exact same thing. If I find things from that time which I was forbidden, I dance and play in it all
Yeah,
day.
I love
and
that,
I
man.
do it in the highest level possible. So when I'm looking at your trains, I'm like, oh, I would do that just
Yeah.
because.
Are you trying to say I dress like a child?
No.
Oh.
You dress comfortable. 'Cause
You dress.
I would like to swap what you're got on right now, and it looks like you can do a little move. Like if someone
I can,
starts,
you know.
you can get it going.
Comfort for me and clothes, that's always. Comfort is number one. I hate suits. I hate shoes. I hate shirts. I love to be as comfortable as possible.
I saw a TikTok which made me feel reflective, and they were like, there was this guy. I don't know if you see that divorce guy. He's on TikTok all the time giving advice about divorce. White guy, older American.
No.
So he was talking about like the way women look at me is because I look like a grown up. I look like I've got things going on. And I looked at him and I was like, I can see why you get women contacting you because you look like a grown up giving divorce advice. You feel like I can date you and my life will be secure. And then I was just looking at myself and how I operate in Jordans, trainers, Air Force, like, and I'm going to CEO level meetings and I'm just in that. And I refuse to change. I don't like being uncomfortable. And I feel like that's such a privilege. But
But I think you have a maturity about you, regardless of what you're wearing. I think you have a presence when you walk into a room. So I'm not even thinking about what you're wearing. And then once you open your mouth, and then it's like, okay.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. And I think when I was like first starting work, like late 20s, and I was really like at senior level, I made it a conscious decision to just be in the most loud Jordans possible and just walk into meetings and they'd be like, hi Marvyn, you're right. And I felt like then I became a novelty.
Yeah.
And I think you know, because you've done the corporate thing where it's like, bring the black guy out.
Yeah.
And it was almost like there was a music for me to come out. And it was like, and then you come through the door and it's like, hi Marvyn. And it's like, say smart stuff about the thing that we're doing. Go on, explain it for them. And then you come out and say that. And then it felt like that was it. What you weren't really allowed to contribute beyond the narrow scope of what they felt. How did you find going into corporates? Because you was in there around the 2020 George Floyd, we're going to change the world.
I've been in corporate up until last year, and I was in there for about 8 years. Yeah, then before that, like the therapy space I worked in for like a long time. I won't give my age away. I found it like pressurized, right? I think sometimes what ends up happening in corporate is you're expected to be the person that solves a problem that the whole of humanity is experiencing. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute here. Like, I can give you insights, I can give you guidance. I can't solve the thing. If I did, I'd probably be some sort of prime minister or something. I find that difficult in corporate, but I've always been very good with my boundaries. Like that whole wheeling out the black guy thing. I'm sure you could as well. I see it coming a mile off. You're not doing that to me. Like I will step into a space when I feel like I've got something to say. If I don't have nothing to say, you're not going to see me. You're going to have me there for the sake of it.
Because it starts with like a nice warm up where it's like, Marvyn, we might need you in this meeting next week. Could you? We're going to send you some things. Skim it, have a look, and if you have anything to say, and then because there was a point I left corporate. I was at an ad agency. And for like, they found out I was useful in these meetings, like as like an intelligent, diverse, like leadership person. And then they actually promoted me off of the back of just like how that looked. But there was like a 3-month period where I wasn't home. Like they had me in like South Korea, Singapore, they had me in New York, then it was like Amsterdam and da-da-da. And every pitch, it was like, Marvyn, and this is Marvyn, say stuff about the future. What's going to happen with AI? And I just remember being burnt out for like 2 months. And they got to the end of January and I quit and they didn't believe me. They were like, no, you take a week off. Yeah. And then we'll catch up after you.
And that week you came back and said,
I was done.
Out.
It's super important. Have you ever gone corporate, Mango? Have you ever done the? Yeah.
Oh, no.
His eyebrows were here. He said,
Me? A whole me.
Nah, I don't have no GCSEs, bro.
What?
I got a couple of GCSEs, I'm joking. But no, I never had that one extra. I work obviously with Richie now. But no, I've never had, that's the first time I've even been in a corporate structure. I've had like part-time jobs like stockroom or retail, every bad job I've had. And obviously done music, that's been my thing. But yeah, now I work at the BBC. It's like, oh yeah, you can't say that. There's so much stuff I'm saying normally, But I'm saying stuff.
What is the protocol? Because it's so. By the way, because you worked at BBC as well, you was doing voiceover for years, so you know the limitations of how you speak and what you say. What are you finding?
You know, I'm on a show with Cyan Anderson. And it's my brethren. I've been their brethren for years.
Yeah.
So we're talking, we're just running joke, but they say, but you can't, like, so on my very first link, on my very first show, there's a song called Taliban by Rehema.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm reading out that what's coming up next. I'm getting comfortable. And it says Tali by Rehema. But I'm thinking, oh, I know the name of the song. I've gone Taliban by Rehema. They've gone, I've seen the whites in everyone's eyes said, you can't say that. Because obviously that's like a...
prescribed terror group, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm realizing, I have to be careful what I'm saying there. Everything is just like, you can't say... And our show's not up, like Richie, you can probably get away with a bit more stuff because you're like a talk show. Ours is a daytime, family.
Yeah.
Make sure it's in a certain way. I'm just learning by making enough mistakes, apparently. But yeah.
Are they meeting you with grace though a little bit, or is it like because the mistake I made, right? I went on air and it was around Christmas and they were asking me like, what are you gonna do with your kids and like Santa? And I was like,
Santa's not
bro.
real.
I went to start saying it, and
People,
then the person moved at me like this from the corner, and I was like, well, you know, my daughter is really excited about Santa.
Oh, wow.
My son less so, but like, you know, I think, you know, I started stuttering.
I didn't want to say it on here. I didn't want to say it on here. I'm like, my thing is like,
Santa is real. He comes for all of us all the time.
They said, it was mad because there's certain things they said was like, don't say Santa's not real around Christmas. Certain things, but other things they didn't say. I'm just learning as I go.
Yeah.
But no, it's good, man. It's nice.
And I'm still as well, you know, same for me.
Yeah.
I just say things and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I've been 5 years of just saying things.
Have you sworn there yet?
I don't think I have. You know?
I've done it twice.
But it's hard though because you're towing the line of political, social, cultural commentary.
Yeah.
And like I saw you on Newsnight the other day.
Yeah.
Was it Newsnight with Victoria Davenport?
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, you're speaking so powerfully, truthfully, right? And like I don't even like saying the P word on air.
Yeah.
Because it creates Palestine, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
It creates this
the P word?
shimmering around. Whenever
Yeah.
you talk about it too much and you say Israel, people there's movements.
Yeah.
And I can feel like it's like it blurries your ability to communicate powerfully if you get lost in things like that. So it's like, how do you skillfully communicate that? I was talking to my partner about how our language, because TikTok has such filters now, our language is
I was
changing.
cussing about this the other day.
Yes.
I hate it.
So instead of saying, obviously, rape, we say grape. And instead of saying like, we say essay as a language, right? And that becomes the way that you communicate these things, which in some ways, it filters through the sensors and allows you to talk about things, but it also means that you're not actually talking about the thing.
Yeah.
And you're now talking around it. What's your experience of kind of filtering language and yourself when you're speaking?
I've never really had to filter myself. I think I say the thing that I'm thinking maybe in a way. Like I naturally do it, but I will not say grape instead of rape. Because I worked in the criminal justice system for a very long time on the rehabilitative side. So it wasn't the police, but it's the rehabilitative side. And I've seen the impacts that this stuff can have on people. And I'm never going to use a word that sanitizes the reality of something. Actually, let's not make it palatable for everybody. This thing is happening and people are either dying from it or experiencing serious harm. I'm not going to dance around that.
Yeah. The hard part is though, is that as a Black creator online, when you're just talking, the monetization gets absolutely your RPM, which I know this is a nonsense thing, but like the amount of money you can get per view drops, especially on TikTok, if your content is political.
And my content isn't monetized. So I haven't monetized anything on any platform. But I mean, even like when we're having conversations around Palestine, etc., we did a show in 2021 about Palestine, like an exploration of the people who live there and what they experience and what life is like for them. I'm always going to push to have the conversations that need to be had and then just deal with the aftermath later. Whether people like it or not, it is what it is. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on what I'm saying. If you don't like that, where do we go from there? I got brought on in this job with people knowing who I am and what I'm about. So
it is that.
It's that, isn't it?
All right, we're going to go to our first slide. I don't know what it is. What's this? Oh, it's me.
You little
Russ.
yo, bro.
Take us through it.
Crazy.
I want to hear all about that polo hat.
That's crazy.
So by the way, you was with your wife earlier, right? And I've known you both for like over 20 years. You still kiss each other like you love each other. And I want to applaud that. to you, and I know you don't care because it's just your life. But the warmth that still exists in between two people, and anyone getting a peak of long-term love should always just be like, I appreciate that we can even witness it, because you don't get to witness it. Not warmth.
I find it difficult talking about it, like, because it almost feels like you're talking about existing. So recently, she wrote me into doing these Love Island reviews.
Yes.
Okay, so we've been.
By the way, are you a Love Island watcher anyway?
No. So
okay, cool.
Before that, I would walk in and be like, "What's my man doing? Why are you doing that?" And I walk out again, sort of thing. But then she kind of wrote me into it, and we were doing it. And something that kept coming up in the comments is like more and more people asking questions about us and this, that, and the other. And then we started to get messages from people just saying, like, similar to what you just said. And so then I realized, like, all right, I'm just here chilling, just, gisting and whatnot have you. But it actually means a lot to other people just to see it. And it's weird because even now it feels uncomfortable even talking about it. But I'm learning to kind of sit in it a bit more and be like, all right, whatever this is, people want to see it and they like seeing it. And I'm like, all right, I'll roll with that. But it
is a pressure, right? Because I think people so lack romantic connection that when they see it anywhere, they want the information, the code. How many times do you hug it? Like, they want to know your things.
And so that's the thing.
That's
like,
absurd.
I never want to give the impression that marriage and love is, because all of these is highlights. Yeah. So when we wake up in the morning and then I say hello and she's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, what's her problem? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not putting that on socials or anything like that sort of thing. And so because people fixate on that part of your relationship, I don't ever, it's almost like I don't want to jinx it. Like, I don't want any,
that's powerful.
You know what I mean? Like, it's awkward. It's awkward, but.
What does this particular post mean?
Which one?
The knee, a very selfless man. I found this I was on Facebook. Do you remember it?
I don't even remember it. A very selfless man. He cares too much about others. He will do anything to make you feel better. Indeed. And did I post that?
Yeah.
That's crazy because...
What does it mean reading into it now?
Do you know what I realize about myself? I care and fixate more on other people. Yeah. So I find it incredibly awkward to talk about myself. So even I wouldn't even... That's why I'm shocked that you're saying that I posted that. Because I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, that feels really awkward to a very selfless man. Like, I'm going to sit and be like, yes, I'm incredibly selfless.
I'm going to announce it.
So you've caught me off guard with that one, because I'm like, literally, I wake up in the morning and my thing is like, are my kids all right? Is my wife all right? Let me crack on with my work. Make sure I'm doing all the things that I need to do. And in saying it, I guess, that's maybe what the definition of it is. But it's not anything that I would ever brag about. So why that is there? Now I'm going to, after this, I'm going to, that's getting removed. Sort of
I was
thing.
23 and vet.
Them subtle ones where you're posted.
I think the beauty of it is, right, is that it is true. Because I was here, and obviously your aunties could never, I do their podcast all the time, and when I am speaking and I reference men, there's a couple of men that I have in my head that I think about as like the kind of men that are just doing it. And it's not glossy, and it's not presented, you're just doing it. And like my brother and my cousin are one, you are one, and then Darwood is another. There's a couple of men that are just real, right? And you don't get to think about yourself. It's almost in the way if you start thinking about yourself, because there's so much in front of you that you are considering, which is why then people like myself, when I call you and to tell you, this is why I know this is also awkward, I know you hate this too, to tell you what you mean is super important because I was just talking to AZ out in the lobby, and he was like, one of his friends now is going through a bunch of surgery, and he calls him every day on the way to surgery just to be like, no one cares about men, Like, no one cares about men. I've been sick for about 6 months and nobody's come and got me. And it's kind of true. Like, it's a very subtle not caring. If you're a good guy doing what you're meant to be doing, it doesn't come with a round of applause. No. It doesn't come with like fanfare. It's just a very quiet existence that decenters you. So I want to honor you again. And I'm sure, hopefully this camera's going to zoom on you at this moment because you're going to hate it. What's happening here? This made me really, really happy.
So that's Melvin O'Doom. another BBC bod. So I've known Melvin since we were 18 years old. He is pushing a trolley with my firstborn, Akai, in there. He's also Akai's godfather. I was speaking, so I got two sons, and I was speaking with them the other day, and we was talking about friendships, and I said, like, one of the most important things you can do is cultivate like a strong friendship circle. And so my like immediate core friends are some of the most precious people to me, because when I need to go and vent and have those conversations about everybody and whatnot have you, they are always, it's that thing of like, I might not speak to Melvin for 2 weeks or whatever, or, you know, there's Ricky as well. I won't speak to Ricky for longer. Every time I speak to Ricky, we can just pick up like that, and it's that understanding. But then also outside of that is like a lot of the things that I've done through my career as well have come from those guys, and you know, they won't mind me saying it, like both Melvin and Ricky will say the beginning of their career, a lot of it was down to me as well, and things that I did for them. So I just think the importance of just kind of having friends that you can be selfless with and really just wanted to see them win. And I think that's something that I can say with my chest about all of us, is that we have a genuine thing of like, bro, I just want to see you win. And that's been really, really important in my life.
So I interviewed Ricky 2 weeks ago. We were doing some NHS campaign together, right?
Yeah.
And we're having this conversation, and he's referencing you. But I don't think people realize how real that is. I suppose sometimes when you're in the public eye, people don't think you have like, there's real friends. And sometimes they cross over.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen you a couple of times with people who I can tell are your real friends.
Yeah.
I think when I last saw you, was it your cousin that you were with?
Probably.
We was at that event with the sit down. And IC was there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I catch you and I'm like, who's this? And I can feel this like a real friendship. It's not like someone I met through the industry, like how much of an anchor those things can be. And it's dope that he's obviously your godfather, the godfather and all of those things. But that picture, I don't know why, because obviously I know Melvin and obviously I've met your son. It's like, it's just time that makes me think about how long that has been.
What's funny is sitting here watching that, and my son now is actually calling me right now. But then also the other brilliant thing about that, and like one of the interesting things about being a parent, so he's now 13. And, you know, we sit down, we have talks and conversations about certain things. And so he was going through a particular period where he's very, I always say he is the child that I thought I was. So when I was around 13, I thought that I could dance. I thought that I could draw. I thought that I could sing. And then I watch him and I'm like, oh, rude boy, you can actually do it. Like I was not even in that, do you know what I mean? And so, long story short, he's going through these things of just kind of like not really liking school and people not understanding his kind of extracurricular stuff. And so we're sitting down, we're having all of these conversations. And then one day I was talking to Melv about it. Then he's like, do you want me to talk to him? I was like, bro, like, so he went to go and meet him after school. And so they took him Nando's, they went Nando's. By the time he comes home, he's walked through the door. And he's like, you could just see that his demeanor is completely different. He's coming, he's like, yeah. And then as he was chatting, he was like, he said something and he was like along the lines of like, a man, then it goes, no, because dad, a man who can't control his emotions can't control his destiny. And so I was like, great. And he walked out of the room and I turned to Nana and I goes, you know how many times I've said that to him? I've said that to him, But it's cool with it because it came from your uncle and it landed different. And I don't care necessarily who it comes from, just as long as it's landing, sort of thing. So, yeah, man.
Who was that guy at the end?
Brother, I'm baffed, to be honest with you. Like,
that research is incredible.
What is interesting about this is like understanding the importance of going through your social media and sanitizing. Because things you post in the moment that you're like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, and then years later, you're like, why have I put that in the public? But you know what the thing is there? You see that guy there, you can probably tell, I thought I was the shit. Like, I was like, I remember standing there thinking like, hey, I'm a bad man. Like, I'm a bad man. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, the confusion.
No, you know what? It's the Just Do It sticker in the back.
Yeah.
Because I had those bumper stickers in my room. Polo was Ralph Lauren, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah. And
that was elite. And it's the eyes. It's the intentional, like, yo.
Yeah.
What do you remember at this time?
We were getting ready to go out somewhere. So the posters you see at the back, that's my brother's room actually. So they're all his posters. And I was at that period of time where I was catching a bly. He disliked it, but like if he had to go out, my mum was like, take your brother with you. Yes. I was getting to go raving and this, that, and the other when I shouldn't have been anywhere near a club, but I was, going in on their coattails. And I just remember like feeling bigger than what I was because I'm maybe 15.
How old was your brother at this time then? Is he 3 years older than you?
No, he's 4 years older than me. So yeah, so he's only just started going out. But yeah, I was living my best life because I'm like, I'm actually raving. I'm actually getting into a club sort of thing. So yeah, that's who that was.
Do you remember the fridge poster?
Yeah, that's Jaja. That's Jaja. Jaja.
Who's he more like? You or
Jaja's Jaja, man.
Okay, cool.
Jaja's Jaja. Like I've never. It's the optimism that child has. Like, just, it's gonna sound like a bit morbid or whatever, but a couple of years ago, Nana lost her mum, and when we got the call, me, Nana, and Akai were actually just in our bedrooms, sitting on the bed, and then she got the call, and then you can tell from the. So then he comes into the room, his arms out like that, like he's gonna hug all three of us. And I just remember he's just like, it's gonna be all right, it's gonna be all right. And I'm like, what? How are you telling us it's gonna be all right? But that's his nature. That's his nature. And I think my fear for him is like, fear for both of them, is where they've got like this good nature. And I have said it to them, I was like, you're gonna have to be careful, yeah, because as you get older, life is gonna punch you in the face because you're gonna realize like, oh, there's some
fucked up people,
horrible people out there. But in the same time, I never want you to lose that. Protect it, but don't lose it. But yeah, he will pick you up on a bad day. Like we've got a joke, me and my sister, about him. Is like, a lot of kids are like, you see them, they greet you. How about you? They're like, yeah, fine. His thing is, you ask him how he is. He's like, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? And it's like the how are you always catches people off because they're just like expecting it to be one way. But yeah, man, that's.
Which one of these do you wish I never got to post?
No, I'll actually pick two. It's the development and me versus Russell. Just like, why the hell, bro? Like, why the hell? But yeah, no. I mean, definitely, like, even with the fridge picture, like it's nice to see that and remember, because when you're going through your day-to-day, sometimes you forget. Like, he's also on the flip side, Jaja, like, yo, my guy can talk. Yeah. Like, he can talk, and I think I feel sorry for him sometimes because he's in a house with 3 other individuals who do very well at like having alone time. So we can just go off and be in our corner of the house sort of thing. And he's like, no, I gotta chat to people. So it's like the difference of going somewhere with a Kai, we can go somewhere and there might be silence in the car on the way there. And it's not to say that nobody's got anything to say, it's just there's silence. Whereas with Jaja, like, you're going somewhere and it's almost like you can hear his brain going, what can I talk about next? What can I talk about next? What can I talk about next? And he will tell you everything. Like, they were walking from school and he will be like, so you're like, how was your day? So today, yeah, I got to go in this lift because so-and-so has broken his leg. So I took his book. He's giving you blow by blow, yeah? And then my man will be next to him and be like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, can we just get some balance? Just some balance, do you know what I mean? But yeah.
I hear that, man. What we got? Oh, man. What a week. Where did we conclude? How across this are you, by the way? Because obviously it happened.
It did
This
happen.
is officially day 3 at the point of recording. What's your reflection? It's a great picture, isn't it?
A great picture. Poor guy right in the middle. So I didn't watch the BAFTAs, but I caught up with what happened. It was on the news the next day. I have mixed feelings about this. Where do you want me to start? Should we just go straight into it? I have an issue with the BBC.
Okay.
Do you know the BBC?
Are you pointing at me like I'm the head of the BBC?
We all fund it. Yeah, they're the heads of it.
Yeah,
Go. You didn't even look at manga. You put it straight out.
Do you know what it is? I think it's a crazy thing and a crazy situation. Because think about it, these two are at work. This is a workplace. If we were, I work in corporate currently, so I mean, I'm the rest of you. If your colleague so-and-so called you out and called you the N-word in public, there'd be a huge uproar. Yeah. This has not been dealt in any way, shape or form that I think is even just like viable for just an off-the-cuff apology. Who was it that came on stage? One of the presenters.
Cummings.
He came on stage and his apology was like, I'm sorry if anyone was offended by that. And I'm like, I wasn't even in that, but as a Black woman, I was offended by it. It's an... I don't know.
Manga, do you go political? Do these things come up and do you have powerful things to say? Does it just like breeze past because there's other focuses? Where are you at with it?
No, well, I've seen the thing. I just feel like he's got Tourette's. And it's not a thing where, I don't think my man's racist. I don't think it's a thing like where he's like, yeah, man, it's the breakdown of the worst things you can say. It's not about them thinking it and saying it. It's like, it's the part of their brain that doesn't function well. You know what I mean? Obviously, they said it, and they said there was other stuff said as well. So I just think that with the editing, obviously, it wasn't a live show. So it's meant to have a 2-hour delay. Like most shows have only a 30-second delay. It's got to have a 2-hour delay. It wasn't live. So they've done the thing. They should have just edited it out.
Yeah.
Like he said it, cool. Not cool, but you know what I mean? Said it out of thinking. You just edit it out. They should have apologized, make sure the brother, see the I don't know the guy's name, the Tourette's guy, he apologized, but the BAFTA should apologize to the to Michael B. Jordan as well. Like, just apologize to them, edit it out, make a sincere apology. I don't think it's like I think it's they didn't see the significance in it.
Yeah.
Like I say, because like you said, they said the Free Palestine thing, they edited that out.
Yeah.
Because they saw, that's a bit, that's a mad topic. But so is that. Again, I understand my man's his output wasn't intentionally to do that, but it happened. Cool, sorry for that. And apparently they when he was here, the film, when he was talking, it was for the film. He's not the actor; it's about his life. And he's saying, yeah, he's here, so he's gonna hear things that you might not hear. He's got these uncontrollable tics. So if you know that when it happens, at my time to say, look, sorry. I'm sorry, we're sorry about that. I just keep reiterating sorry.
You were there though.
Yeah.
He was there.
What capacity were you there for?
Yeah, I was there. I was a judge for the Rising Star Awards. So the guy who won for the film.
You voted for it?
I was a judge. So
That's crazy.
we kind of whittled them down to the final 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was there when the word was said.
So when they said that it could happen, did they include specifically the likelihood of anything?
No.
Or was it
Well,
just
they said
generally it could
offensive
happen?
language. So and that was before the broadcast. So that's the thing. So it was announced inside the auditorium. Like John, the guy, got up and he waved at everybody. And they were like, just to let you all know, John's here. He's got Tourette's, and there may be offensive language. My whole thing is that should have been included in the broadcast so people would have known from before. Right? So, and then when it was said, like the whole audience was like, it was mad. It was like a movie. You just heard the whole, you could just hear a pin drop. Yeah. And everyone gasps. And people were like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Because even with warning, it still doesn't quite...
No, and I think like the conversation that we're having is about the aftermath, right? And like I hear what both of you are saying. It's like, intentional or not, it's not Tourette's isn't intentional, but the harm's been done, that should have never gone out. Like my whole thing is that situation could have been contained inside the room, inside the auditorium, and within the event. That being broadcast now means that the harm has been expanded globally, right? And now Black people are having to justify why they're upset hearing the N-word. And literally when you watched it, you saw it in the room. the light just disappeared from their eyes when it happened. And as a black person to witness that,
You feel that.
is so hurtful to see two black men on stage. John didn't intentionally say it, but the harm is the harm.
Yeah.
And the light just disappeared from their eyes. And it was such a horrible moment to witness. It was really horrible, man.
So I've had a hard hour experience. I've had plenty in my time. I think the reason why I do the work that I do is when I was walking to school before there was mobile phones, and you have to meet somebody at a place and they just have to be there. I'm from that era. So I'm going to meet them, and my school was in Shoreditch, Murray Grove, which is definitely working class, has a National Front head office somewhere in there in the early 90s. And I went up there to meet a friend. He wasn't in. He got sent to the supermarket by his mum, and we don't know when he was coming back. So I started walking around thinking, oh, I might see some of my other friends. I know a couple of spots. And I came across this group of men who said that and a whole bunch of other stuff, and then started running towards me. And like, I was so innocent at the time. I was like, why would you run towards me? I'm a lovely human being. My mum loves me. My brothers and sisters love me. What could it be? But my whole antennas was like, run anyway. And I remember running, and I had to hide in like a bin chute for like 2 hours, right? Just to let go by. And that's the first time I'd experienced the hard R. The last time I experienced it was driving in Shoreditch, and an Uber driver crashed into me. We pulled over to the side of the road to exchange details. A delivery van couldn't get by. And this Italian guy is driving, and he's like honking the horn, moves out of the way, blah, 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 swearing, you find it. So I just turned to him, and I was very intentional of like, shut the F up before I come into your car, right? Yeah. And he stopped and went silent, and I thought he was over. And then I was like, look, I need to move the car. So I got to move the car, and he was like, it's because you monkeys and you hard on. And he just went into this whole thing, and this is why you crashed your car, because your people don't know how to drive. And he just kept on saying, yeah, and he would over and over and over again. And so I'm standing there, and at that point when he's lost it, I've reclaimed myself, because I'm like, you're so delusional in this moment. You can't even control what you're saying. And so then what's really nice is there was a white bystander who called the number on the van and spoke to whoever picked up the controller. This is his registration. This is what he's done. This is what's going on. Then the guy put me on the phone, and he was like, the guy was laughing. He was a Cockney guy. He was like, you know what's really crazy, mate? He's Italian. Yeah. And we just voted for Brexit. I don't even know what he's doing. It's gone crazy. And I don't know why, but I found that like light and humorous. It was not the perfect response, but it was a light and humorous relief to that experience. But it's a very powerful language. And the last thing I'll say is I went to South Africa, and in South Africa, there's a completely different relationship to the hard R.
It's the K word there.
But they use it like how Americans use it. It's very colloquial. It's just like, this is my, and this is, and I'm like, look, if you call me that, it's different if you say, if you call me that, we're going to move furniture, because I don't ever call me that. And they couldn't understand the intention of my like, absolutely do not call me that. And I realized that like, it's very hard to protect yourself from it when it's colloquially used, socially used, globally used, different ways. Yeah. And then you find yourself in this like combative stance on a constant basis of on the relationship to it. Do any of you have a relationship to it?
Let me tell you a story, right? So like my relationship, the first time I properly got called the hard R, well, I was about 6 or 7 and or 7 or 8, round about that time, between 6 and 8. And I was a child actor, right? So I used to go to this drama school in Catford called Drama, and we did this production of Oliver Twist in Clapton Theatre. So you had chaperones, you'd go there as a child actor, you'd have chaperones along with you to kind of look after you. So you're away from your parents for like, I don't know, like a week. So we got there with those people, the chaperones. There was like an older woman who was like, I don't know, in her 40s at the time. Everyone's old when you're like 6 to 8, right? And then there's another girl who was like 17, 18, who was part of the same family, and the kids were there. Throughout that whole week, I got the shit beaten out of me by them. And examples of like, I'd be sat there on the floor in between, you know, like Showtime, you're on the stage, and then once you finish your bit, you go back to backstage. I remember just sitting there minding my own business. And one of the chaperones, she was probably a bit older, 18, 19 actually, because you had to be an adult. And she was like, oh, beat him up. I'm sick of his little N face looking at me. Wow. Bearing in mind, I'm a child, you know, between the ages of 6 and 8.
This is the chaperone.
The chaperone. And these were people between the ages of maybe like 13 to 18 stomping me out, like beating the hell out of me, right? And you'd call home to your parents. When I was calling home to my parents, they'd stand over me while I'm calling home to my parents to make sure that I didn't say anything. They'd do things like leave me out in the cold in my underwear and be like, oh, look at this little N outside freezing his nuts off, whatever. They'd give me less food than everybody else. Like, I'm talking, it was a week of being called the hard N, right? Or the hard R, like I say, the hard R, and experiencing like really traumatic trauma. And I remember being so young and understanding that this is ignorance. Like, I knew as a kid that like, this didn't make any sense. I was quite a bright kid. I knew that
it wasn't about you.
I knew it wasn't about me, and I didn't deserve what happened. And the reason why I tell that story is through the furore, and I had like a bit of a conversation about it on Twitter, people calling me coon and all of this stuff. People don't understand what I've gone through when it comes to racism and why I do what I do and why I don't just champion black adults, but I also champion black children. What I went through, a lot of people don't come back from it. And my parents dealt with it accordingly afterwards. But having such a traumatic attachment to that word, I wasn't called it before. I was in a very safe space in my family. And my induction to the hard R was violence. And I'm not talking like a little tap. I'm talking, I'm probably about 7 years old, and these people are punching me out. I'm 7 years old. You understand what I mean? So that word for me has really serious connotations. Also, as somebody from the Caribbean as well, I'm only here as a result of my ancestors being able to survive that. And I'm not saying they were all warriors and they were all like, they were involved in revolts, and some of them were historically, we've got the information. But a lot of them also kept their head down in order to survive. And that's what 7-year-old me had to do. I had to keep my head down. I never allowed them to know that they were getting to me. You know, it was getting to me. Of course, it's traumatic. I never allowed them to know that it was getting to me. And I remember getting in the car with my mum and dad, and they were like, oh, how was the experience? And I burst into tears. I let it all out. And I think that for me mirrors, I think, what Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo had to experience and what black people are having to experience. You're being expected to hold that emotion to appease everybody. And I feel like black people are able to understand that this man didn't say the thing that he said intentionally, but the word is still harmful to us collectively, you know what I mean? But I thought I'd share that because I think that initial experience of the word was brazy for me.
So that's because it's moving me in a way that I think it relates to just moments that I've had, and it may not even been anchored on necessarily the hard R, but just knowing that you're black different, so they treat you different. Manga, do you include it in your language in any way, shape, or form? No, man. Have you ever wanted to? How do you feel when it's around you though? Because there must be others.
I feel like it's a new thing. It's a new thing. We never grew up with the word, bro. I'm 40, but I never grew up with the word. Like in American music, but in like grime and garage, no one said that.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially not in conversation. Like I call my brother, anything before that. That never came up in my language anytime. So it's not in my music. It's not when I talk. But I noticed the younger kids, they say it because the world's more globalized now. Everything's everything's just a TikTok or Instagram. Everything's a one something. So I see younger youths using it in their music and talking it, like they said, saying it just between their friends normally. Yeah. So I don't know if...
Interracially as well, or?
What, white people saying it?
Yeah. And they say it too.
Do you see the confusion on his face?
I've seen black people say that up to like my N-word to...
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
In Britain?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I ain't seen that, I'm not gonna lie. No, I ain't seen that. But no, that's all, man. It's just out of my language, but they use it. So like with the hard R thing, I don't know if that would even affect them as much. I don't think they know the difference. Do you know what I mean? Like,
did you ever get that like on tour, going to them regional club shows?
No, never, you know.
Serious?
Never. I've never had that. I've never had no... I don't know. I've never been subject to no... I don't think I'm the typical black boy thing. That makes sense. Like even my look. I never had that. Like my brother looks like... It sounds stupid. Looks like I'm a black boy. We're black boys. But I mean, like he'd get that. Like, even on a... white girls, you like black guys thing. It was like me, I'm not like the black guy. You know what I mean? Even though I'm the black guy, I'm not the one that the stereotypical type thing. So I was just there, but I never really got that. I never really got no hard arting. Definitely not. I definitely don't use it in my music and don't use it in conversation. And it feels weird when I hear people say, I'm like, raw, you lot talking to each other like that. It's mad.
Rehema, this is your life.
This is, oh my God.
Oh, now you know how it feels, huh?
She froze as well.
How did you, fair enough, they're not that bad. You could have found worse.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
really,
I know.
I've wiped the internet.
You see, when I called you yesterday, it was to make sure I was trying to gather like, what can I get away with? What do these all mean?
Oh my gosh. Okay, where should I start? Let's start with my grandma. She won't be here. This is her face. Let me start from here. So that's me and my grandma. when I won my first pageant. If you don't know, I did pageants. She helped me. So I grew up single parent home. Me and my mum, she was a single teen mum. Grandma was my other parent. I think many of us have a similar experience where she just stepped in, and my mum was 18, 19. So I moved in with her, moved off to Kenya. So
was you born in Kenya? Or?
No, born here. But she lived here at the time. That's my other parent. We're like this.
That's powerful.
Yeah. So
she's still with us, yeah?
Yeah, she's. I'll probably call her after this. I haven't spoken in a while. But like, how are you? But yeah, we're like this. What's that? Shoo. Is that the Swahili? It's not right, but you're close. Yeah. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah, that's right after I won. And she was heavily involved. So I was the first Black African woman to win Miss England, which will come to this one here. So this is like a really monumental occasion for her, because she came here we're all immigrants, right? She like brought all her kids to the country. And so to see that the next generation are being accepted to even win a title like this, it's like, we're not ethnically English. But to get to that point and essentially be given, not the write-off, but just like, okay, yeah, we're happy for you to represent England on a world stage. You know what I mean?
Did it feel like that though when you did it? We can jump to this one now. Did it feel like it in that moment?
No, it did not.
What happened? Talk us through it, man, because I don't know pageant world very well.
So pageantry, I didn't know at the time. So I entered off the back of it was in the pandemic, I needed something to do, so I entered a pageant. So that's me. As you do. Do you know what I mean?
I'm beautiful. Are you joking?
By the way, none of us have ever thought that in our lives.
It was, yeah. So
I love that.
I entered it. So basically, just to give you like background, you enter a national competition. So I won this. Actually, let me go back to this. This is Miss All African Colours, which right after George Floyd. So the organizers of Miss England wanted to basically have more women of color represented in the competition. So this was like, okay, yeah, we basically a way of accepting minorities in the competition.
How does that make you feel though? That's the framework. Do you care? Because it's just like I'm standing.
I honestly don't care. Yeah, and I think some people might have an issue with it. Many people have an issue, but I'm like, I'm born in this country. This is where I grew up. My passport is British. What do you want me to do? If I go back to Kenya, they don't know what to do with me. So
that's true.
This is all I know.
What was the process? How did it go?
So entered in the pandemic, everything was online. I was having a great time drinking wine, applying for pageants. Sent my application off. Everything was virtual because we couldn't meet. There's a lot that goes into it.
Did you feel British? Did you feel English when you were saying it? Did you wear it?
I don't consider myself English.
What do you consider yourself?
British.
Okay.
Which, for me, in my mind, English is the ethnicity.
Okay.
I don't believe I will ever even be accepted as English. And I have been told on many an occasion.
Yeah.
When I was Miss England, they're like, there was a conversation happening on LBC actually, about I think something to do with my win. And they were like, can we call her British or English? And it was like, well, she's not. English is the people that are native to this land.
Yeah.
I'm not native. My family are from Kenya.
Yeah.
I'm a first generation immigrant, right? So there was always that juxtaposition of what is my identity, because I've won this thing, right? I'm proud to represent the country. But at the same time, I'm getting people emailing, turning up on my doorstep, calling me, they found my
on
address.
your doorstep?
My doorstep.
That's crazy.
Journalists would turn up on my doorstep.
That's crazy.
Being called Miss KFC, telling me to go back to Africa, like all kinds of racist things.
That's wild.
For something that like, I went on this morning and they were talking about it, and it's, what do you want me to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is where I grew up. This is where I'm home. I'm happy to represent the country.
Was it worth it?
100%. 100%.
How does your life change after? I ask people who get OBEs and MBEs and stuff, how does your life change?
It's not the same as an OBE.
Okay, cool. What happens when you get these kind of titles?
Let's be clear.
Do you get different phone calls?
So background. So I still work in corporate now just because, stability life. My background is, I'm a scientist by background. I was working a corporate job in the pandemic, and then this came along, and then I won. Next thing I know, I'm traveling all over the world. I'm getting a modeling contract. I'm being offered TV shows.
Sweet.
My life changed because of this. Now, I'll be honest, that 1 year was intense. a lot that you have to deal with. Merely, I don't think I would have suffered the same way if I was a white woman. Let's just say that. There'll be their difficulties, but as a black woman, what I experienced should not have happened, but it did. But it changed my life. Like, I now built a platform to talk about like domestic abuse.
That's how we met. We met during the Vogue. Is Vogue the actual
Vogue's the title.
The Vogue campaign with the government, and we were around this round table.
We were.
Can you remember everyone that was there? It was Sharon.
Sharon Gafka. So she does pageants too, so we know each other from that. Yeah. So that's how we know each other. Yeah.
Paul
Bronson. Yeah. Jordan
Stephen. There was two other people.
Others, authors.
Yes.
One author and a poet. So that's how we met.
And we had this round table.
We did.
Can you explain the round table from what your perspective was? Because you didn't speak for a very long time and I was about to come for you because I felt like you were holding back.
No.
And I wanted to make sure there was space because it ended up being the men speaking a lot, which I think was counterintuitive to what we were doing.
I think I'm just a person that likes to observe. I don't talk for the sake of talking. Like, I just don't feel the need. I'm not the loudest in the room. I have opinions and I will speak when I want to speak, but I'm not going to come and just open my mouth just for the sake of it. It was a great space. I've been in many of these like rooms where the government are wanting to do things about Vogue and how can we help. I come from the perspective of women of color because I'm 29. I went through an abusive relationship. Culturally, that was me even publicly talking about it was insane.
How old were you when that happened?
21.
Okay.
So it's been in the last decade, to be honest. So my whole thing is, how can I, as a woman of color, represent many women that go through this experience, but because of cultural nuances, think of immigration, family issues, politics here and there that we just don't talk about it and people are suffering, right? So entering into that room, I quite like the fact that the men were speaking up about it because we are all, I'm always in the room full of women.
Yeah.
But to hear men that also had a perspective, it was so refreshing to me.
Did you hear something that you had never thought about or you didn't have a view on before? Or was it just great that men were leading the conversation?
I think it was just nice to have you guys in the room and actually care about the topic. Because it's one thing for us as women to shout and be loud and proud and be like, oh yeah, but we're not abusing ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, these behaviors and these patterns are learned from somewhere else. And if it's not changed within the male community, that will then not reflect for us.
Yeah. So it's so interesting because I think for me, what made me passionate is, and I didn't understand it at the time, but it lived in my body ever since. But when I was maybe 9, I started walking to primary school by myself. So it's in the same area where I had the hard R experience. And I walked to school and I used to knock at my friend who lived like 2 minutes from school, then go into school together. And I got to his house maybe a little bit early and I knocked on the door and nobody answered. Then someone let me in. So I go up to his first floor and I was walking towards his front door and I remember about to knock and I could just hear arguing. And it was getting louder and louder and I froze. But then everything I heard afterwards, like for like 2 minutes, literally I just froze and I didn't know what to do. But I knew whatever was on the side of that door was bad, was wrong. I knew my friend was in there. I knew someone probably needed help and I actually didn't know what to do. And it was such a weird experience. It just never left my body. And I never said anything to anybody. I didn't even say to him. I just turned away and went to school and acted like I didn't hear it.
Wow.
And I think like whenever this topic comes up, a couple of times I've had to like really challenge men like super intentionally. And I've felt their desire to challenge me back about why am I getting involved. So you have to become somebody, right? And you become somebody that like where is this going to go? Because I know what my capacity is and I know what my values are. And I remember we had an instance that happened in one of our community groups and someone asked me specifically to support her through it. And I knew who the perpetrator was. And it created so many things and sub-conversations and sub-experiences afterwards. It was almost like, not like, is it worth it? But it's you have to be very conscious of walking into that space. Because it isn't just saying stuff online. Sometimes it arrives at your door, right? And I think I review that and it's like I could never do anything else other than stand for it. Like I could there's no other part of me that would facilitate and allow it to happen. But I think it changes men and a lot of men don't have a way to talk about it. Like that experience of it being in my body, being stopping at the door, never left me. The sound. And if I recreate that sound, if I hear that any kind of energy like that again, I have a moment of freeze still. It's a very powerful experience to have without the knowing of what to do. So when I think when I met you and I saw you, because you were the black woman in the room, from my perspective, I just wanted to know like what happened for you, and not like to tell your stories of what happened for you, but who are you now versus then? Like what do you discover about yourself going through those experiences?
Oh my gosh, strength. And I hate to be that person that says that, oh, when you go through something, I'm a better person because of it. But really and truly, you know, it almost takes you going through the pits of almost no return. Like, just to be quite frank, like I was on the verge of like ending, I don't know how much I know, it's like end of life, right? Because I felt like not only that, there was the bearing of the situation, the pain, and then also the shame of feeling like, who am I going to talk to about this? Like, what am I going to tell? I can't share this with my family. I can't share this with my friends. But the power that came from it, I wasn't ever going to publicly speak about this actually. But it was when I won, someone turned up, well, the press turned up on my court case.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's disgusting.
How does that feel though? Because like they will say they have a public right to report whatever, right? But this is your actual life, and I'm not a part of your life you're willing to share, and they're just sharing it anyway.
Anyhow, as I was walking out, and then I actually got a call like 5 days later. It was my family calling me saying, my parents lived in Italy at the time, that I would come into England, just like pack your bags, like we're going to take you away for a few days. And it was just like a huge article about personal things that I never planned to share, right? And going through that moment and just having to process the fact that, okay, it went from the shame, I couldn't have shame anymore because it was just like anyone could read about it. So then I was like, how do I turn this into something and take back the power that I feel like I was taking out of my hands? So if anything, it's been me spending the last 8 years, well, not 8 years, 5 years, reclaiming everything that I felt that was taken from me, from the perpetrator, from the press, from the platforms. It's changed my life. And I wouldn't say I want it to happen again, but it's happened for a reason and for good. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That means a lot. I did want to ask you about your this school, because I found out that you went there.
How did you find this? You really went deep, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
What can you tell us anything about it? Because I read up on it, and it sounds like it's a very special place. Tell us what is this institution?
Yeah, so I was shipped off to boarding school when I was 7, in the depths of Kenya. So like I mentioned, yeah, my family are Kenyan. I don't know if any of you have a similar story of coming over to the UK as immigrants, and you've kind of sold everything, but back in your country, it's like you're stable, right? Do you know what I mean? Like you have the drivers, you're a comfortable life. So coming to this country, it was a bit of a culture shock, I think, for my family, and they were like, they didn't want me to not be connected to my roots. So they sent me to the middle of nowhere. This is like in the bush, the depths of a bush. A born is from the depths of the bush. Great place though. So I was there for 4 years. Learned Swahili, connected the family. It was just a way of me like not losing my roots. Yeah.
Who did you become going to boarding school? I think that's like my worst fear, being, because you talked about your experience. I can only imagine it being that, but for 4 years. Was it enlightening? Did you get to, is it frolicking in the field, playing field hockey and having a great time?
I mean, it was all of that, but like, it was swimming, horse riding, it was great. You know what I mean? Like, it was a bit of education there. It was great. But also I was 7, like I was a child. Like me at my age now, I think because my mom was so young, she just wanted me to have a great education. And this was giving me a great education. But I was a child. Like sending a 7-year-old to the other side of the world, it's a lot. And I think it forced me to grow up and be independent a lot quicker. Because I came back to secondary school and I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I don't need any of you. I've been living in Africa by myself. But it definitely shaped me and opened me up to a world of people. I mean, I was going to school with like the president's son. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So it gave me connections and ways of moving in the world that I wouldn't have done if I lived here in the UK.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I think about sending my son sometimes. I won't know. Mango.
It's all right. It's all right.
No. Listen, there was a picture of you, right? And I don't know if it was that Sunday show, but you was with Kerry. Do you remember Kerry from
Kerry Louise?
Yes.
Yeah.
My brain was like, where is Kerry Louise in 20? Do you still know her?
No, I don't.
Bro, I was like, where is she today? Because there was like a group of people that were all like the social Sunday show team. Did you ever come to Sunday show?
I don't know, you know. It sounds familiar, but what year was it?
This is 2007 to 2012.
That was a blur, but probably.
So did you ever come?
No.
You didn't come?
No.
Where was it?
It was in Leicester Square, Strawberry Moons, Clerkenwell House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I saw this picture of you two and I was like, oh my gosh, there's like thousands of people that I don't know where they are today.
Yeah.
But I didn't put it on there because I didn't want to hot you. But Jamal's memorial he passed away, I think it's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Recently, actually. It's more than 5. Is it 5 years ago?
No,
5 years
it's
ago.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. What are your memories of Jamal?
Helpful brother, man. Like, he just loved this thing. Like, you know, see when he passed and everyone had a story. Like, I had my stories with him, but everyone had a story and who were big, deep. Oh, he helped me with this, and he pulled me aside and helped me with this. He done that for me. I'm like, how did he do that with all these people? I can't. I was just saying to Darwin outside, I can't remember no one. I met you, safe, whatever. We had our thing, and that's it. He remembered everyone and had proper connections with them. Like thousands of people. So, and obviously he was a lover of this thing I love called grime, and he just made it. I don't know, man. He just he didn't charge no one to upload nothing. Everything was for free. He just helped. Like he's not here, things have gone all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he made a big difference. Like he's not. People say that like there's a figure in the scene, but it's like obviously people doing it for money, and I think obviously we're out for ourselves. He was not out for himself
At all.
and it's just he's not here. It's mad.
Does anyone else have a chance? Did you meet Jamal? Was he around with you, or did you get to meet Jamal?
I didn't meet him, you know, but he helped me in the DMs once.
Really?
Like he's literally someone who he will help whoever he comes across. Yeah, we had a couple of conversations, but I didn't know him at all. He's just a very that man was a light, you know.
Yeah, man.
Real
Helped
light.
a lot of people, man. Like you said, look at that. Just in the DM, any which way. You know how much people DM me and all that. I'm like, bro, I can't.
I'm like you.
I can't, bro. I can't do everything. I'm like, said I can't do everything. Like, man's like, Dad, no, I ain't got time for their stuff. Like, that's another thing. When I see people who've got families, or like my daughters too, I'm thinking, how are you not functioning before?
Yeah.
Before it's just me. I could do as much as I wanted to do, or as much little I wanted to do. Now my time is so restricted. Like I'm even thinking I've got to. Everything just a lot. You got to have. How have you lot done this with 2-3 kids and you're working 9 to 5 and you're doing it? How did you not function? I ain't got a clue because I'm not functioning today.
Yeah. Tell me about fatherhood, man.
Yeah, it's there, isn't it? It's there. Yeah, it's there. No, it's all right. Mama, I love her, man. Oh, it's mad. It's mad. It's just hard. It's hard to explain. It's just sick. It's hard though.
Who have you had to become? What did you have to put away to be a dad? Because for me, I had to be way more still, and that was murderously difficult.
No, my thing is more. I don't think I'm that person right now yet. I feel like I'm learning. You know, I feel like I said, she's 2. She's nearly 3 actually. I'm thinking, I haven't set up my life at all. My life was just set up for me to do my thing separately and enjoying myself, and I get to do what I love and making music. That's it. And I haven't set up no savings, house, all these other things. I was just thinking about, I'm just all right. And then this happens, not happens, but it happens. It's like, oh shit, I ain't done nothing I'm meant to do. I remember last year, was it last year? Well, 2 years ago, we was doing trick-or-treating. I was going around, I live in Woolwich, we was going around Charlton. And we're looking on these kids' houses. And I mean, that's mad. This house, man, I've been thinking, these kids got houses. They've got gardens. They can feel like I live in a block. Thinking, like, she hasn't even got this. You just make sure, I can't lie. It's like, bro, I ain't done. Obviously, I'm going to do them type of things there, but you realize I haven't set up my thing at all. Yeah. So, but being a dad, like in terms of like, the maternal nature, all these type of things there, it's calm. I love her, and I love I just like watching her. I was just watching her this little while, like obviously before I come here, just looking at her, she knows that's how she was. That's a peel of orange. You know what I mean? I remember you couldn't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like she couldn't. Dad, let me get a thing. She's there watching her program. I'm like, you're just eating an orange. That's mad. You couldn't function before. You couldn't hold your head up. And
now you're peeling that.
Yeah, now you're telling me, what do you want to do today? I just want to chill today, Dad. You want to chill? Chill from what? You're 2. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's cool thinking. Like I just think it's so mad. But I think I first got that with my niece. My niece is 10 now, And I remember like watching her, thinking, you're like us, and your humor's the same, and things like that. I'm thinking, when I have my own child, that's gonna feel even crazier. So just watching her, she's me.
That's powerful, man.
It's mad. It's a lot. But yeah.
Do Me Wrong video, 2008. The chain is chaining.
Oh, well, yeah.
What do you remember about this day? It looks like you're at Carnival, if I'm going to be honest. It looks like West London.
It was in West.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was in West.
The iconic white walls.
Yeah, it was.
What do you remember about this time?
Nothing, man. I ain't gonna lie, not much. No, every day I was just trying the thing. Every day I woke up, I was trying the thing. I'll be real, I never. You know, it's when you go back on like watch them old DVDs, Risky Rose, Practice Hours, Aim High. Everyone's talking. Like everyone, I always say this. Watch everyone's talking. Like, yeah, man, I got this mixtape coming out. I got this album, and I'm gonna start this label. Everyone's just trying shit. You know what I'm saying? And you see 2 or 3 people. You see a Wiley, you see a Lethal B, you see a Kano, whoever, and you see Skepta. Them man talking, and they knew what they were saying. Yeah. So when I see what they are today, you're like, you lot had this plans. I never had no plans ever. I just wanted to get reloads. That's it. My whole thing was just wanted to be the best MC. Swag plan, don't do that today. It's rubbish. Once I stopped doing that, things start happening.
Serious?
Yeah. That time there, I was just there. I don't know what's going on. Ain't got a clue.
Was it true that they didn't actually weren't very welcoming to you because Wiley just told you you're in the group one day?
Like me. He didn't like me.
And said like, be here, and they were like, who are you?
No one like me, bro. I'm not from that day, so it's mad. I was born in South. I was born in Peckham, but I grew up in Northwest London, like Graham Park, Burnt Oak, Edgware. That's where I grew up, like school. So I met Wiley in Halsden. I always say I met him in Halsden. I don't know. I met Wiley, bro. And I was like, yeah, man, I MC. He's like, yeah, man, I'll help you. Obviously, you're just thinking that's a chat. But Wiley's like Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Same person. Like, always try to help you. Like, he's a good person. And long story short, one day he rang me. He said, what crew are you in? I said, I ain't in no crew. No one likes me. No one. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by no one likes you? Do you mean like actually no one likes you? Or you're just doing, you're independent because you're not from anywhere? You're not a musical crew based?
No, I wasn't in no crew. It was a big thing. I remember I wanted to be in SLK because they were from my area. SLK, Musical Mob. There was another crew called Not Nice. Like anyway, but SLK were like the big crew. And obviously I knew with them. Like was around. I was like, yeah, I want to be in this. Like, no, you're not being in SLK. You're not good. And to be fair, I wasn't even that good anyway. So long story short, so Wiley said, what crew are you in? I said, I ain't in no crew. No one likes me. Then he said, yeah, come, you in Roll Deep. I was like, what? I'm a Roll Deep fan. Like, I was like Page to Go fan. Like, I loved this music before. I had nothing to do with it. So he said, yeah, you're in Roll Deep. I was like, all right, whatever. Not whatever. I was like, what do I get? Like a chain or something? How's it? There's no social media. Yeah. There's no social media. It's not like you can announce it and say, yo, this guy is part of the thingy. So for anyway, so long story short, next day or next week, I went to the studio. So the studio was in Bermondsey in, I can't remember the name of the studio. Anyway, I went there. Remember, you're going off for dresses these times. It's so mad because it's not like you could tweet anyone. I'm just going to I'm just knocking at the door. What? Just rolled up. Knocked to the door. Target and Danny Weed answered the door. They were just in the studio. They were making the album, which came up was In at the Deep End, which had When I'm Here, all these types of songs.
That's crazy. Because they're already Roll Deep at this point. This is not like...
Dizzy but now I understand Dizzy just left. Dizzy just left and all these things. So why are they trying to regroup and do a next setting? And so... yeah, it was mad. And they were making the album. And I sat there for like, I don't know, let's say a month, writing to every song. Never got on those songs, obviously, because I was rubbish. And it was like, who is this guy? Like, who is he? Like, I remember sitting talking to Strider and Rochi and like Skepta's there, Jay, and people just in and out. Russ Gordon making Guns N' Roses at the time. We're just there. And I'm like, cool. Wiley never turned up for 3 days. They kept telling me, yeah, go back there tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, long story short, then I got on When I'm Here. And then that's what solidified me as being in the crew. Because obviously that came on to be our first single in the video. So everyone saw my face with Roll Deep. But even them time, I wasn't around them. I never saw them at all. I never saw them until 2008.
That's crazy.
Like really? Yeah, that's mad. From like 2004, 4 I was in it. 2008 is when I started. I moved back to South. And then I used to go to the studio. That was it, really. 2008, maybe 7. But I didn't see them, man. They didn't like me like that. It's all right, we're all cool now. Do you know what I mean? We got a road show tonight in Lewisham, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Fox and Firkin. We got it. But yeah, it was mad. Them time there, bro, I'd get the call. Like, people I'd get in contact with. Obviously, Wiley was my main contact, but then it's Wiley, so you can't get in contact with him. So it'd be like Flow Down and Target. So they'd say, oh yeah, we're doing this song, or we're doing this, and that's it. I'll just roll up. I'd have to make my own way there and all that type of thing. Like, obviously, there's 140 of us, so the van will hold 6 people.
Yeah.
I'm not top 6 in there. So if you can get there, you can do a little lyric. Apart from that, bro, you're on your own.
Don't you think this is the maddest thing ever, though? There's no other cultural environment where that would happen in that way. There is no thing where you'd be a part of a group that's signed to a label and it would be like, if you can get there, we'll give you some bar space. Like, everyone else would have it way more structured and pattern. There's such a big part of
grime is whatever. Anyone, like, if you started MCing tomorrow, you can do a set with whoever. I love it. It's so inclusive. But it does need, I was saying this the other day to someone, I can't remember who, but there needs to be a type of hierarchy. Like, you can't just, like, you can start a set today and start spitting with Wiley tomorrow.
That's a bit too much.
Really, yeah. And I think like, whoa, which is sick because you can prove yourself, but it kind of like makes a bit of a mishmash. It's kind of hard. But yeah, them time there, he was just part of the group. I don't think it was even signed. I think it was signed. I don't know. Who signed? I don't know, bro. I've never been in no meetings, bro, until it's my team. I don't know. They must say, oh, you know, thinking from Sony or from Polydor. I said, I've never been in these things, bro.
That's crazy,
bro.
One of my lyrics. That's
rubbish, though. I've probably been robbed bare times, bro. I'll be real, but it's all right.
Tell me about Mike Flex.
Mike Flex, what a show. What a show. That's the show I do with Red Bull.
Is it done now? Is it continuing?
No, we're filming.
I saw something recently. What's the premise of it?
The premise is like a musical game show, basically, to just highlight MCs and different games and techniques and type of styles. So basically, I've been doing the show with them for about 5 years, like piloting it. It's mad. So I came on as a artist. Years ago, it was a rubbish set. It was a rubbish idea. It was like a tempo game. And who could MC the fastest.
Okay.
And obviously, it's Red Bull, so you get paid, innit? So, yeah, come and do this thing. You get paid, whatever it was at the time. I was like, safe. Like, it was lockdown. I'm sitting down. I'm like, yep, I had a great time in lockdown. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, so I went and done that. But then I kept saying, yo, we should change this or do that and whatever. So I kept coming back and doing pilots, and they kept changing the games and trying to make it more. It was meant to be a TikTok show, to be fair. And then they said, you want to host it? I said, yeah, so I'll start hosting it. And now I curate all the MCs. I'm involved in the games. Yeah, it's man's show, bro. Can't lie, I'm not proud of it. We done our first season last year. We're filming again for this year. It's sick, man. It's so many moments that come out of it, and I can help people. They're saying like, everyone gets paid, everyone gets exposure, like actual exposure, not just you can just come on and get you get people have done well with it. Like there's a girl in there called Nicole Black that she was on there, and then Dave saw her from the show, and she's on Dave's album.
Wow, that's basically the biggest nudge you can get to a musical platform. That
safe, you know what I mean?
Actual signed artists that are huge. Pick up, man. Use it as A&R.
Yeah, it's true because now they got so off our show, they got Mike Flex, India, Japan, Korea, Argentina, Brazil, America.
That's crazy.
I said India bare times. I keep thinking, right, it's mad because they're doing what I do. So how I host it, they come to the shoots, like all different Red Bull.
So they're learning from your style.
When you see the Korean me, it's not funny.
That's
bro.
it.
Indian me, bro. It's a joke because they're trying to do like. It's funny because the American one is the funniest. I don't want to diss them, but it's just because America, this is our thing, like spitting live, being like that. It's like America's more studio based and things like that. We've got different genres. We've got grime, we've got drum and bass, we've got rap, we've got all these type of things that are jungle that are from us, like spitting lives normal. There it's not, their thing's more rehearsed. So it's funny to see them like, and the host is acting. I feel like the host is acting.
He's giving a lot.
It's like, oh my God, like, whoa, like, bro, it's not that. Like, our thing is like, oh, that was
calm.
sick. Yeah. It's funny to see them interpret our thing funny. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up Red Bull.
Can you give Shine Anderson her flowers? I feel like obviously when I was coming up in my mid-20s, she was like the next gen, and like she was presented. She came with Hattie Colley, and she came with a couple of other people. As like presented as like this amazing new person. And I think over the years, I've just watched her go. What's it like working with her? Because I feel like she's legendary status.
I don't know how she does it. I think Cyan is 46 and she's like 22. I've known Cyan for 15 years.
Yeah.
And she's, I don't know how but she's younger than me. You know what I'm saying? And she's been out here for years. Years, working, doing everything correctly. And I got the show because of her. They didn't. That's why when I'm saying I'm doing things, I'm swearing, I'm doing something. They're like, all right, well, I need to get this guy out of here. I'm on side, but I'm trying to do well. Right? I'll be real. I'm trying to become like a broadcaster. I'm trying to do it well because I don't want to let her down. Basically,
you sound great, bro.
With her.
Yeah, you sound great in on yourself.
Yeah, your tone feels very
really
much
good,
of
man.
the.
Thank you.
It works.
Thank you. Yeah, people are enjoying it, man. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but no, Saya is the reason I got the job. She Taser. It was her and Taser. And Taser said, "Nah, allow it." Obviously, Taser's going around the world now doing 100.
Bro,
million
I rang him when he quit. I was like, what's going on? What Illuminati are you? What high levels are you
He
living?
said, wait and see.
Yeah. And then he had a vision for himself where he needed to be moving.
It's on a Saturday. Again, even with myself, like when I do my shows now, I got to prioritize radio. I can't just do shows on Saturday and go everywhere. I got to make sure I'm back, which is mad. Obviously, he knew what he was doing. But yeah, I said, I'd love to do that, man. And then I've done it. And then, yeah, man. Sai's a G, man. She got a restaurant. She's a broadcaster, management, works in labels. She's done everything. She's done everything. And she's like 18.
All right, Rich, it's your go.
Yo, we say myself, Big Zoo. I am here today with the BBC Children in Need We Move Forward Fund, a project that supports young black kids and ethnic minorities get into different things like growing. I'm not gonna lie, the kids have a special guest coming through, and some would say he's a little bit royal.
Yeah, fantastic. And good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you doing? Fine. Very nice to meet you. Tell me what it is.
Oh, I'm all right with these.
Because the thing is, you've cleansed a little bit. There isn't as much available. Your old school Instagram is amazing. But you met Prince William.
Yeah. I don't think this is my video. I think this is
Big
Big Zoo's one.
I checked. You're in it.
There's two. There's one with me and
this
there's
is
one
on
with
your
Big
channel
Zoo.
though. Maybe you were tagged.
No, this is not my one. This is Zoo's one.
I saw you sitting at the table with Prince William and I was like, how?
No, there's a whole one where I do a speech. Hello, guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I was this bit here and I was like, I feel like with you,
Yeah,
right,
this ain't my one still, but I love Zoo, so that's all right with me.
You're not a monarchist though, are you?
No.
But you're not also an anti. Are you anti?
I don't think any country needs a monarchy. Like, I just think, like that was going to be one of the conversations, isn't it? No country needs a monarchy, objectively. You don't need it.
Why
Doesn't
not?
make me anti or not. Because like monarchies are meant to be God ordained, right? So they're like, like no country needs them. They exist. Like it is what it is, but I don't think
Is there ever a conflict when you're like asked to do that? Because it's like, I do stuff that looks conflicting, but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think people have always got something to say, but everyone doesn't always know the context for the things that you do, right? And I think like a lot of people, what I experience a lot with probably everything I do is just a lot of projection for people. They see something, they make an assumption based on what you do. I was asked there to go and support the black children that were having a conversation with him.
Powerful.
I don't know if it aired, but the question, okay, let me be clear. The question that I asked him, and I don't think it's aired, was in a polarized society, why do you think it's important to have things that are specifically for black children? Because I think if the future king of the country is going to acknowledge the importance of something directly focused on black children, then the rest of the country can't argue with that. Yeah. And my views on the monarchy or not are irrelevant. Yeah. My whole thing is if you're given a space and an opportunity, what are you doing with the opportunity? I personally wouldn't accept an OB, MB, all of that kind of stuff. People are able to do that. I am a child on my mum's side of colonization. I'm on my dad's side of slavery. So anything with empire alongside it doesn't sit comfortably with me. Everyone's got the right to make a decision that feels right for them. It doesn't feel right for me. So the monarchy is like representative of something that's really uncomfortable for me. But if children in need reach out to me and say these black kids are really excited to meet you and they're meeting with Prince William, they want you sat by them, I'm going to sit by those black children every single time. And I don't care what nobody has to say. I don't business. Chat all you like. You know what I mean?
I love that. Tell me about Carnival. You got your middle finger up here. This is UK Carnival, I feel like. Because
this is Notting Hill Carnival. I was drunk as
well, like
hell.
this is 2014 you, and then this is Carnival. Right?
I'm really
this
happy.
This picture is iconic. Like I feel like it could be an advert for Grenada Carnival.
Can I just say I'm really happy with what you've picked because my past is crazy.
No, I know.
And the fact that you couldn't dig up some of those things is so impressive to me.
I wanted to give you grace, right?
Yeah, because some of the things you could have put on there, you didn't. Yeah, this is 2014 Carnival. I go to Notting Hill Carnival every year. I've gone since I was young. It is the drunkest I ever am in my life. Like I always go carnival. And it's interesting. So my Asian nan used to take, so Notting Hill Carnival, me going, started with my nan. So my nan was a very political woman, right? So I'm of mixed heritage, Asian on one side, black on the other, right? But my family have always been, you're black. So like this mixed thing is fun. You're a black man, you're a black boy. And my Asian nan was like that. And not to distance myself from the Asian community. It wasn't based on racism. My nan was like, you move through the world as a black child. You're going to move through the world as a black man. She understood that and rooted me directly in my culture. So my nan used to take me, I used to be like 4 or 5 years old. I was quite a smart kid, you know. And she used to get out the little tube map thing and she used to make me plan the journeys of how we'd get to places. And I remember planning the journey to Carnival. And also as a Guyanese person, Carnival is really important to me. So my great-great-great-grandfather is a known like carnival bacchanalist in Guyana. They've got things written about him. His name is Freddie Bandula, right? And there's lots of lore about him. But he was, like, I come from a no-nonsense family. This is why I think people get me wrong and they think I'm love and light, and I am. But the kind of family I come from, people are always like,
you got something
like,
to say. Yeah.
Yeah, like he used to, in his carnival band, he had like something called the centipede, where everyone would dress up and you'd have something over your head and it looked like a centipede. They used to lash people with like razors, you know, to get them out of their carnival bands. Like carnival wasn't a joke. It comes from the masquerade, right? So when you see like in West Africa and people like running like as masquerades up the street and children running away, that happened in Guyana. So your mass band was really important. Like my great-great-great-grandfather took carnival seriously. You could, I think he was my great-great actually, or great, but he didn't mess about with carnival. And that spirit's within me. So that warrior spirit, the reason why I say the things that I need to say, the reason why I'm unapologetic, it has direct links to carnival and the lineage that I come from. So yeah, carnival's special to me, man. Like I love it.
And who was the 2014 version? Could you give me insight as to where you were in like just life?
How old was I?
It's 12 years ago now.
I'd just quit my job that I was in with nowhere to go. The job was getting on my nerves, so I said, yeah, it's peace. And I had like so it's interesting you talk about domestic abuse, right? So I worked in domestic abuse interventions for 13 years, 12, 13 years up until that point. So I used to do rehabilitative groups with men who have hit women or committed offences against women. I also used to run domestic abuse pillars for social services. So I did that for a little bit. The social services bit came after that. But I was working in the criminal justice system and I had a really negative experience. Like a lot of the guys I worked with were black men, and I did really well with them. But in doing really well, there were people who were like, so why are you doing so well? Are you sure you're doing your job properly? And there was some things that got questioned and I said, yeah, I'm gone. Integrity over everything. But that was raver me, you know, 2014. I'm still kind of that now, but I was raving hard then. And that's still who I am now. That middle finger up, that's me. That's who I am, man.
So you see the balance between like, because of what you know and what you're able to communicate, it gets blurred between the like Blue Borough, I'm in my 110s, I have a middle finger up, I'm at Carnival. Do you find that it clashes? Do you feel like it's just all one thing?
All those things exist at one time. I feel like as human beings, we're so multifaceted. I think what does annoy me is people see me on air and they miss that part of me. I'm not a roadman. I've never been a roadman. I'm from the hood, you know? Like, and I feel like I have to remind people of that in terms of the way that I operate and the way that I move through the world. I'm not saying I'm this big, bad, masculine man, I grew up in the fucking hood, bro. Like the things I've seen growing up have been crazy. So I think when people come at me in a particular way, because I articulate myself in a certain way, it makes me think, oh, so you underestimate everybody that comes from the ends then. You think that only people from the ends behave in one particular way. And that's why I always talk about coming from Blue Borough. I wear that proudly. A lot of the man that I grew up with, all of them, like I'm proud of them. I come from an ends that made me who I am. And the whole like, how do these two things exist together? I code switch without even thinking. So my nan came from colonial India. So my grandmother had an Indian accent, but she used to speak like that. She was like very posh in the way that she spoke, right? Like growing up where I grew up, you talk like, if I get on the phone with my friends, I'm like, yo, bro, you saying da-da-da-da-da. That's also part of who I am. And these things exist with each other. So the code switching isn't even conscious. These are all the experiences and the influences that I've had throughout my life that make me who I am today. And I don't apologize for it. It's never selling out. It's never trying to be somebody else. It's always just me being me, to be honest.
What's interesting, because I always find there's dualities between us. My version is the Hackney version, right?
Yeah.
And the other day, someone on Twitter was talking to me crazy, but they were an egg. So I'm just like, you're an egg, bro.
You don't exist.
Oh, like you're a fake profile, like, you're an Arsenal profile. And I was just like, I was just being facetious, I was being mad cheeky. I was just like, you don't exist, you're not a real person. Until you show your face, I don't see you as a real person. Then he came back and he was like, if you saw my face, you would act differently towards me.
Absolutely.
I was like, that's not how my value system works, right? So now I was like, he said, all right, if you're gonna keep that energy, call me.
Give me your number then.
So I called him. I was like, what's going on?
That's mad.
Right? And
you think I'm not gonna call the phone?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But but this is the duality, right? There's something about like I operate in positivity from a place of I've seen what heaviness looks like.
Yeah.
I just choose to be in this space, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen everything. My high road was prostitution, drugs, fighting, gangs, lines, borders, can't cross that way. We were sandwiched between my area, which was considered like the Beauvoir, into Holly Street, into London Fields, Clapton's over here, Murder Miles over there. So if you're doing like a under 18s party and you go to that party, you're surrounded by every single person of your age group that's the top of everything in life. And you have to navigate it, right? And I saw everything that I needed to see. There is nothing to fear at this point because I was like, I can't walk around with fear. Walking around with fear would get you into more trouble than being prepared, right?
Yeah.
And so I do find it interesting where it's like, because you speak in a positive tone, I come from somewhere. And that very rarely is seen and acknowledged by our own people.
Yeah. And how hard it is to get to where I've gotten as well. My whole career, everything you see, I did it on my own. No management, no agent, no nothing. It was the rooms that I was put in, the ability to be able to connect to other people and people trusted in me to get to where I am. And coming from where I came from and being where I am, I'm not saying I deserve flowers. I'm not saying I deserve cookies, but I think people think it's luck. And sometimes it is luck. There's an element of luck. I've worked fucking hard, bro. And I've been through a lot of shit to be where I am. A lot.
You met the Prime Minister of Grenada?
Yeah, I did.
So are you part Grenadian? Guyana?
No, I'm Guyanese. I love Grenada, you know. I would call Grenada one of my spiritual homes. There's something about the coolness that my spirit experiences as soon as I get there. I find Grenada a very spiritual place. I think Grenadians are very amazing people. Professor Gus John, who did the Black People's Day or the People's Day of Action following the Newcastle fire, he's from Grenada. The guy who owns the Roden, his name's failing me, but who owned the cafe that the Mangrove 9 used to be in. He's from Grenada as well. Malcolm X, his mother was Grenadian. So when it comes to Grenada, there's something in that soil that if you are like a fire spirit and you're somebody who is for the people, you feel that when you get to the country. And I love the fact that you posted this because I've been in this industry for quite a long time and I don't always feel like I'm given the opportunities I deserve or I'm trusted to have the conversations that I need to have. And I go to somewhere like Grenada and I'm sitting with the Prime Minister of the country. And there's something about going back home. And when I say back home, I'm talking to majority Black countries. You go into a country like that and they say, right, yeah, we see your talent. We see the conversations that you're able to have. We're willing to put you directly next to the Prime Minister. Do you think I've ever had those opportunities in the UK? I'm starting to see them happen now, like Newsnight, all of that. It's my first time ever on Newsnight. I've been in the game in the BBC for 5 years. You understand what I mean? And I have to explain to people, I've sat with the Chief of Police, I've sat with the Prime Minister of Grenada, and I'm not getting the opportunities to have the conversation that I want to have. So I think as Black people, we all need to go to a home, a majority Black country, and have an experience. It changes. When I come back from Grenada after sitting with the Prime Minister, you think people could chat to me? They couldn't chat to me. What? The Prime Minister of Grenada, you know, they couldn't chat to me. And that man is phenomenal. Ex-lawyer. So he went from a lawyer, he was a man of the people and became Prime Minister of Grenada. His story is second to none. And what a great man. That country, honestly, the music, the food, the people, the culture, The language, their humor. Grenadians are some of the funniest people in the Caribbean. Like, just that country for me, it just feels like a home. I love it there.
Yeah.
I love Grenadian people, and I love what they've done for the world.
I really want to wrap, but I'm compelled by this particular video, right? I'm going to quickly say this now, right? We don't have long, but this video, I very rarely watch something and it gives me, I have left and right thoughts about what it is that I'm seeing, right? And so I want to watch it and just explore the perspective. My number one question is, are our children going to humiliate us when we get older? I feel like my children are going to put me into the middle of a trend and I'm not going to know what the hell is going on. And I'm going to have to explain to my wider world why I'm online saying stupid stuff. But I do...
What are your intentions? What are your intentions with my daughter?
Marriage. I would never date without marriage.
And do you want children?
I do, but that would be a complicated thing for me to happen. I would have to adopt because I don't...
Why is it?
I don't have a penis. I'm transgender, so I cannot sire kids like that. But I wouldn't be... I wouldn't mind if she wanted kids. I would say absolutely, let's adopt.
Oh, I don't really want kids though. I'm thinking he's not the one.
All right, will Natalie's boyfriend step forward?
Are you serious?
Hey.
Are you serious? I didn't know. Are you serious?
I'm her boyfriend.
How did you guys meet?
We started working together, and I just take a bunch of odd jobs, and she was...
Basically, this mother here, her daughter is behind her. Her daughter is like, Mum, come on the show. Out of these 7 boyfriends, guess which one of these boyfriends are mine?
Yeah.
And she interviews each of them one by one. She has her favorite and she has her least favorite. This person is her least favorite. They're a trans man. And she's like asking him questions, and like everything he's saying is like, this is not my world. The mum's clearly out of field of like how complicated and intricate their lives are. And so when she looks at the line again, she goes, it wouldn't be him. That's the least likely. It's probably this guy. And then she goes, go stand next to this guy. It's definitely them two. They're beautiful together. And then she goes, right, reveal which one it is. And she's like, oh, it's this one. And then they come in and they
Is it actually that one? Or is it just for jokes?
No, it's actually this person, right? And they have this beautiful chemistry and connection. They're like salsering, dancing, busting joke, all the internal language that you create in relationships. And the mum is clearly just uncomfortable and pissed, right? That this is her choice. And I was just like, why would you reveal your partner to your mum in this way, right? Because now the mum's story is her face and her reaction is going to become...
What was her issue with the person?
With this person?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What was the mum's issue with that person being...
she was like, oh, what's your thing about family? And she was like, well, I don't have a penis, so I can't... We're not going to have family. And she was like, well, like... Yeah. It's like a global South mum.
That's why she did it. There's your answer. She knew what her mum's politics were. She was sick of having conversations where her mum was being a bigot in the yard and said, yeah, you want to be a bigot in the house? Let's let the world know who you are. There you go. It's going to be fun at Christmas.
Like, and maybe you know in terms of your own parents, but like, are you so disconnected from where your parents' views and values are that you're just like, I'm done? Like, have you ever tried to have a transformative conversation with your parents?
My mum and dad are so progressive without even realizing it. They are such loving, progressive people. Like my parents are probably more progressive than me in a lot of ways. Their politics are so sound without even realizing that they're politically engaged. Like I only have to explain the concept to them once and they 100% get it. Like my parents are the greatest people on earth. So no, we are really alive. Sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect, but they are amazing.
What about you, Rehema? Where are you with your parents? Could you go back and say...
I think my situation is my parents are young. They're really young. So like...
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not that I'm talking... And they grew up in this country. So my experience would be very different. But I think for this, I 100% agree. She just wanted to out her in public.
Yeah, 100.
And I have an issue with that because you're using this is a humiliation ritual.
Yes.
Like she didn't have to go through that. Like, my experience, I could never, even if I have family members, maybe not my parents, but in family in general, I would never bring them on TV, not even TV, online, to publicly embarrass them for their views. Like that's your family at the end of the day. Do you know what
Manga,
I mean?
where are you with because your son, daughter is 2. Yeah. Are you public with her? Do you put her up and nowhere? No. Would you ever consider, what's your line in terms of exposing her to the world?
I don't know, like Yeah, no, I don't post or nothing like that. Obviously, I speak about it all the time. Big up Rain, you know what I mean? But no, I don't post. I don't know. I feel like obviously people could post it, but I just feel like there's too many weirdos out there. So I feel, and I know enough people. She's with me all the time. You see, like anywhere I am, she would have been with me today. She's around, but I don't need to post. I don't post everything about my life online. To be fair, I just have my family thing separate and my MC present whatever I am these days. That type of thing, normal. But with this thing here. Yeah, like you said, it's a humiliation ritual. I don't understand why someone would do that to their parents. Even if, unless the mum was really, even if it was actually, I wouldn't. Yeah. Because even if your parents are, you're still your parents. They're here, like, and they come. You gotta understand your parents come from a different time from you. Even if like my parents were quite young as well, actually, to be fair, but they still come from a different time. My dad went through different things that I never went through. So. It's different, so you can't just bring them online.
Have you ever had a coming of age conversation with your parents? Like, and being like, I'm a grown up now. This is what I'm doing. This is my thing, and I'm approaching it. Have you ever had that?
No, not really. Like, I've just been living. They just tell me, "Oh, you done that wrong," or just been living. There's not. I've never gone to them with anything. God said, "Here's what I'm doing today." I just do stuff, and they're all right with it.
I feel a bit differently, you know. So I think I wouldn't do that. I think also you're using your partner as a pawn in that game. So that's all crazy.
That's the next thing.
But I don't agree with that approach. But I do think just because two people are your parents doesn't mean they don't cause you harm. Like we can't make gods and angels, even though I do it with mine, but you can't make gods and angels out of parents. They're fallible, right? So we don't know what's happening inside that household. I'm not saying that's the right way to deal with it. We don't know what sort of harm that mum's been causing to the daughter. I'm making assumptions she may not have caused anything.
Yeah, but I know you're saying.
But I'm saying, like parents are human, and some parents are horrible to their children.
Facts.
You know, and we don't know what got to that point. So we could speculate and we could say she's wrong. I wouldn't have approached it in that way. But we don't know what kind of person our mum is. We have no idea.
But I feel like the youth, just everything's content, innit? They just know content.
Exactly.
That's like
it's weird,
content
isn't
over
it?
everything.
Yes, weird.
Like
content over
content over everything though. Like their phone, they do that. I can't even. Like I can't even do that. My hand doesn't even do that. They just man, welcome, man. I'm like, raw. I forget. Obviously, I'm meant to be making like the same on my day in the life, all these type of things. But my hand doesn't even.
It feels weird, isn't it?
Yeah. But their thing is really Eric contents, everything. I noticed that with TikTok. Like obviously Instagram, we grew up on Instagram. It's like our golden era of
or MySpace before that.
No, but I thought even that was like when we was young, so you're not even using it fully. Instagram was our thing, and you have to show the highlights. Everything has to be sexy, and then TikTok come along, and it's the complete opposite.
That's
and
why
Snapchat
was the next thing. Yeah, that's for like sex and that. You know what I'm saying?
For some people, you know, the kids use that.
I didn't know that.
No, it's
you know what? The kids use that to be not online. They don't want the digital footprint. All my goddaughter, all my younger like cousins and that, they don't want to be online. So they use Snapchat because it's just in and out and it's things like that. But Instagram is our sexy thing. But TikTok is they just expose everything. I see people saying the worst. Oh, at the time when my mum killed my dad,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
Put a finger down.
Yeah.
Put your phone down, please.
You're just saying this casually, you know. But everything and they just stare rags, no presentation and just the story. And I rate that because it just shows they don't really have the value. They don't have the value of the outside perception of everything. But at the same time, they value it because they want to tell their story.
Facts.
So it's like an in-between thing. So that means everything's content, nothing's real. So when real things happen, they're like, oh, So this is content, man. But I hear it, man.
Your kids are older. Do you make do they try and rope you into content?
No, not really. Like, funny enough, they say lots of like funny stuff. And one day I tried to, he said something. So I've got this thing where I do like dad jokes. Yeah. And so I did this dad joke with him and I was filming it. And so, like I asked him a question and he said something, what have you. And then a few days later, I was like, I'm gonna post that. Is that all right? He's like, no. Yeah. He was like, no. And so they're in that space now where they're older. I mean, a lot of things I do, they think is very cringy anyway. Do you know what I mean? But so they generally won't let me post things. And it's interesting even just getting to the stage of where like, I've got to ask their permission for it. But, I respect it as well because it's just like, whatever your thought process is, like you're having that thought process, and it's like, I don't want to be online. I don't want to be on your Instagram. Cool.
You're your own person.
Yeah.
But even with this, like going back to the mum and her views, depending on, obviously, it's a spectrum in it, right? But I also do think a lot of time this generation can also learn to give that generation a little bit of grace.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're that generation, you have grown up where LGBTQ has been like demonized, like your whole life. And now all of a sudden, it's like, no, this is okay. This is all right. And as humans, we struggle with change at the best of times. And so now you've got to change your whole mindset to this thing that you've been brought up with. And especially as well, if you're coming from another country where even back home in that country, it's still not accepted, but you've got to, and I think sometimes we just have to give them grace. And it's not done by outing them on shows like that.
I think the language is harder for people. I think people can conceptually be like, oh, okay, I get that, right? It's none of my business, I get that. But when they're asked to participate in the language that's appropriate, I think their brains are unable to like open up to a whole new way of seeing things. And it's a bit of a stuck place. But yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. That was a great conversation.
Thank you.
I wanted to surprise you with a couple of things. I feel like I've known you all for a very, very long time. You're obviously my newest addition to my life, but it is nice to be able to deep dive and hear some more of the things that are going on. And thank you for your words on Jamal as well, because it's on my mind. And I think we're going to go through a period of honouring him again throughout the year. So
definitely,
it's powerful, man.